Welcome to K.Aire Jamz. I'm your radio host for the hour, Miss C. Whether you're a regular listener of Aewen Radio, a lovely and loyal YouTube subscriber of mine, or simply a K-pop lover who stumbled upon the best K-pop radio stream ever, you won't be disappointed. K.Aire Jamz is a show fit for all. Before I give you News Junkies, my music video review and news updates, daydream about idol encounter scenarios with all you fangirls and fanboys, and toss up some underrated song recommendations for all you classy sirs and madams, let's take a listen to a few of my favorite new releases, starting with my ultimate bias G-Dragon's new song, Crooked. Byung! You just finished listening to a few of my favorite new releases. That was Crooked by G-Dragon, 143, acoustic version by Henry, and N.O by Bangtan Boys. Annyeong everyone, welcome to the K-pop music video review and news segment of K.Aire Jamz. It has been a while since I've spoken to all of you. I apologize for my hiatus. I had changed my broadcasting schedule to the first Saturdays of every month, but I was swamped with pressure to study for my biochemistry final last week, so I had to postpone this episode of K.Aire Jamz even further. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you all for tuning in for this episode of K.Aire Jamz, though. I am going to include a few more music video reviews than normal in this episode because I haven't been putting up music video reactions on my channel lately due to my busy schedule. Of course, I have to start with my ultimate bias, G-Dragon. GD has released 2 music videos in the past couple of weeks, and I did not have the chance to do a music video reaction for Coup or Crooked. Reason why I didn't do a music video reaction for Coup was because I literally saw that the music video had come out while I was doing my final scroll of updates on my phone right before bed. Am I the only one that does that? Yeah, right as I was about to go to sleep, I was all snugly in bed and in my PJs and saw that Coup was on my YouTube newsfeed. I was like, FML, why now? Nope, I was not about to do a music video reaction in my PJs. But then I was like, nope, I can't wait for tomorrow morning either. Because it's my ultimate bias G-Dragon, of course. So I had to watch it, and man, let me tell ya, I had a hard time falling asleep that night. Because I was half asleep, I couldn't really make any real sense out of the music video, except that I was grossed out half the time and cringing at how amazing of a psycho actor GD is. Wah, he is one crazy genius. I watched it again in the morning, and I was intrigued by the symbolism. Oh my god, he's such a genius. I've read several reviews of what people think GD is expressing in the song and music video, and all of them are just packed with interesting interpretations of the music video. From my point of view, I think G-Dragon's Coup d'etat is a sort of new beginning or new change in his music career, I guess you can say. I think he's trying to portray a rebirth of himself with this album and song, as represented by the rebirth scene in the beginning of the music video and throughout. His music video for Coup d'etat shows himself in a ticket booth full of recording equipment and shadows of people outside the ticket booth trying to get in. I think that scene is supposed to represent GD producing music for his fans. The scene where GD is lazily cooking money in pots might mean that it is easy for him to make money from the music that he's creating. But then the MV cuts to GD's psychotic scene, which might represent that his life is not just all luxury as it may seem. The controversial scene that many are talking about, where GD takes off and breaks his white face mask to reveal himself completely painted in black face paint, may symbolize GD taking off his old image from his old album Heartbreaker, which brought him lots of fame, to reveal a dark and sad, troubled GD. That is just my opinion. I don't think he meant anything racist with his black face paint, like some people think. The scene with all the reporters might symbolize the media coverage of GD's past scandals, and the scene where GD throws the rock at the wall to break it down reveals a successful rebirth. Whatever your take on GD's Coup d'etat music video might be, you guys all have to agree that GD is a genius mastermind when it comes to music production. Hence why he is my ultimate bias. His other music video, Crooked, was also amazing in a different way. The music video would have been a good one for me to do a music video reaction for, but once again, I was busy on the day of its release. Well, I'm sorry guys, I don't even know if I can make any more excuses for you. GD was definitely a bazillion times more visually appealing in this music video, I have to admit, and I was spazzing like crazy when I first watched it. The scenes where he was in his boxers, however, was a bit disturbing, and his heavy black and white feathered coat was a bit extreme, but meh, whatever. Can't expect anything less than that from GD, right? All the clubbing scenes made me miss the clubbing scene in Korea so bad. Wow, it'd be so much fun going crazy dancing with GD. Though he looked pretty out of it, he may have had a little bit too much to drink. Oh boy, GD's bad boy image is so, oh my goodness, attractive. Oh, before I forget to mention, GD will be appearing on Running Man with Taesung and Seungri on this week's episode on September 15th. Woohoo! I can't wait. The preview showed them trudging through mud flats. I love it when variety shows completely throw away the images of idols. It's so hilarious to watch. I'm so glad Papa YG is finally letting his idols go out on variety shows more frequently now. With YG's new show, Who Is Next, documenting the debut process of YG's new group, and also Sangpark TV, which, oh, I must mention, is amazing. Blackjacks you have to watch. Oh my goodness, I missed the craziness of 21 ever since the ending of 21 TV, and Sangpark TV totally brought back all those memories and reminded me why 21 is my favorite girl group. But yeah, with these new shows, Papa YG is finally giving his artists a little more spotlight in the media, and so I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to see more of YG artists on air. Now, during our little music intro, you guys listened to Bangtan Boys' new song, N.O. Hold up, give me some time to let out my fangirling. Oh my goodness. The timing for all these releases was just not right for me to do music video reactions. Sad day, sad day. Yeah, during the time of N.O's release, I was out eating dinner at a restaurant, so I couldn't do a timely music video reaction. But, oh my gosh, let me tell ya, when I watched it, yes, I was intrigued by the usual energy and effort that BTS puts in their performance, but I was more sucked in by the message of the song. These boys are really speaking to all the kids of present day who are pressured by society to study and do well in school to succeed, especially those of South Korea. Let me just read you guys a quick translation of the lyrics of the song. Who is the one who made us into studying machines? They classify us to either being number one or dropping out. They trap us in borders, the adults. There's no choice but to consent, even if we think simply. It's the survival of the fittest. Who do you think is the one who makes us step on even our closest friends to climb up? What? Sure, I have to agree that the lives of many first-world kids, teens, and young adults of this generation is much better off than the lives of our parents in the past. However, it is also true that the problems and pressures that we face nowadays are very real. Considering the high suicide rates of kids in especially the Asian countries like South Korea, Japan, and China, it is an obvious problem that needs to be addressed. We all know that parents are trying their best to encourage their kids to head down the right path and to rise to the top. But in my opinion, we all need to be allowed some room to breathe. Otherwise, many of us will go crazy. Usually it takes me a couple of plays before I can put aside my fangirling feels and actually pay attention to the lyrics, but this was completely different. I was overwhelmed with the lyrics of N.O the first time I heard it. The music video was so clearly laid out with all the boys sitting robotically in the classrooms in front of the authoritative figures, and it was so moving when the boys eventually broke free and rebelled under the lead of the youngest, Maknae, Jungkook. That was just an overwhelming scene. Their acting was so good. I mean, I can already see some of them getting roles in like dramas or something. In addition to the strong message of the song, I, of course, have to mention my uncontrollable fangirling moments of Jimin during the dance break. Oh my goodness, it was so amazing, oh my goodness. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my longer than usual music video review segment. We'll be back for the news segment after a quick listen to What Do I Do by Zico of Block B and Minho from Team A of YG's new possible boy group. Welcome back, everyone. Let's continue with a few news updates. After listening to Zico's voice in his collab with Minho, I'm sure many of you are feeling a little nostalgic about Block B. Well, this might be old news for BBCs, but for those of you who haven't caught wind of the news yet, Block B's contracts have been transferred over to a new management company by the name of 7 Seasons. In other words, Block B will be back in the near future, bringing back their wonderful music and talent. Aw yeah, can't wait. After a long while, a new update has finally been revealed for the ongoing scandal with Dalmatian's Daniel. This news, again, is a little late due to my late broadcast, but I felt the need to mention it. It was decided that Daniel of Dalmatian would be sentenced to 1 year in jail and given a fine of the equivalent of $6,000 for his participation aiding in the distribution of marijuana in South Korea. Daniel's lawyer asked for the sentence to be lightened because Daniel's perception of marijuana was undoubtedly more laid back given that he was born and raised in the U.S. It's really unfortunate for Daniel because he is basically taking all of the blame, whereas the others that were also part of the whole distribution of marijuana are kind of just staying away from revealing themselves in the public, which makes me feel really bad because Daniel really had a good career, started off pretty well. But because of South Korea's strong image on marijuana, I feel like it'll be really hard for Daniel to make it back into the industry as an idol. So I feel really, really bad for him. But it was a decision that he made, and I think it's right that he deal with the consequences. It's just really unfortunate because he was brought up in a place where marijuana is not as strictly looked down upon. And so it's kind of unfortunate that he has to suffer such severe consequences for doing something that isn't perceived in his mind as being that serious. Daniel still has to wait for the court hearings of several other acquaintances before he can be sure of what his final sentence will be. Things are a little more than complicated because one of his accomplices, Bianca Mobley, had fled South Korea to the U.S. and skipped several of her court hearings. An arrest warrant for Bianca has been issued and we'll just have to wait for further news. Moving on to happier news, LeeHyori and Lee Sang-soon officially tied the knot on September 1st. Woohoo! Congratulations to the new couple. They had a small house wedding on Jeju Island with only a few close family members and friends, which is very appropriate given her scale of fame. Cheers to the newly married couple, and may they be blessed with happiness for the rest of their lives. Well, that's it for the news segment of this episode of K.Aire Jamz. It was a little short, but I hope you guys got your dose of news updates from me. We'll be back for the Spazzing segment after a quick music break with a few more of my favorites, starting with Thriller by B2B. Welcome back from the music break. You just finished listening to B2B's new song, Thriller, Don't Wear Revealing Clothing, 야게 입지 마 by Newest, and Window, an exclusive track from G-Dragon's Coup d'etat album. The time has finally come. It's time for all fangirls and fanboys to unleash their inner desires only here on the Spazzing segment of K.Aire Jamz with Miss C. On this segment, I will pick several viewer and listener responses to an imaginary K-pop idol scenario given in the last episode. The scenario for this episode is as follows. What if you got the chance to star in a Korean drama or movie with your bias? Let me know what roles you would play, what kind of drama or movie it would be, for example, action, romance, a cartoon, comedy, etc., and give a short plot summary of your feature film/drama. Feel free to include other idols that might be your enemies or that would fit other roles in your drama or movie. Lady in K-pop says, so, I would be in a romance drama, obviously, with one of my biases from VIX. I like all of them, but I'll pick Hongbin. Plus a special appearance. My drama I've been working on is about love turned bad and new love discovered. One scene will go as follows. It's a dark, rainy day, and I'm waiting under a bus stop. I grip my shoulder bag nervously. Where are you going? Oh no, my crazy former lover Hongbin appears behind me. Oh, Oppa, I don't want to hear it. He grabs my wrist roughly and I fly towards him. You're leaving me? No, not again, not ever. Oppa, 그만해. He squeezes me in an embrace. You won't run away this time. Yeah, someone behind us yells. There, standing in the rain, is a steamy, hot Kai from EXO. Oh, this is hilarious. He walks over and yanks Hongbin's shoulder away. 괜찮아? I nod slowly with my mouth open. I'll protect you, my tulip. Oh my god. Oh, this is hilarious. He stares at me with his gorgeous but gloomy eyes. A drop of water runs down his nose, and I can't help but gush. Go, now, and never bother her again. Hongbin sneers. 야, 미쳤어? Do you want to do something? Kai steps in front of me, reaches back, and grabs my waist. This is my girl. Cue the love song. Hongbin stares at me and backs away very slowly. He goes into the rain and smiles, then turns and walks away. I watch him go. Kai's hand slides down my waist and finds my hand. No, you know I love you, right? Another drop of water runs down his cheek, and I can't tell if it's rain or a tear. He brushes the hair from my face and tucks it behind my ear. His hand slowly goes down my cheek until it's behind my neck. Oppa. Scene end. Oh my goodness, lady in K-pop, that was just amazing. I literally saw the whole scene unfold inside my head. I'm sure many of my listeners can relate to you with the whole typical K-drama scenes, such as the whole rain romance scenes, and the whole guy grabbing the girl by the wrist and flinging her aside scenes, and the whole cue the background music scene. That was brilliant, by the way, cueing the background music. Oh man, if only these fantasy drama scenes could be real, right? Moving on to our next answer by Anonymous. I am a study abroad teacher that teaches English to little kids at the orphanage. Chanyeol is a weekly volunteer at the orphanage. Since the time he saved me from my lack of fluency in Korean, he became one of my first friends in Korea. Week after week, text after text, meal after meal, we became very good friends. During sad times, he would brighten up my day. His laugh alone would fill me up with cheer. Every day would be a sunny day when Chanyeol was around. But behind that smile, he had a hidden sadness of his own. It's a journey of laughs and smiles, cultural diversity, and a blooming romance. A drama called Bloom. Here's a sample scene. Everyone dislikes Mondays. I did once. Until recently. Every Monday, I would find something special on my desk, along with a note written in crayon. Some notes would have wise quotes, some with little smiley drawings. It was a surprise each morning. So one morning, I decided to go really early and hid by a nearby classroom. My heart started beating so fast when I saw a familiar face. A face all too familiar. It wasn't a child. It wasn't that creepy math teacher. It was Chanyeol. I knew he was a great friend, but he was beyond that. Those notes and tiny gifts that were left on my desk weekly were so thoughtful, like they were made for me. Chanyeol was more than a friend. He was my secret soulmate. As for what happens next, that will remain a secret for now. Oh my goodness, it looks like a lot of my listeners are EXO fans. I can't blame you guys though. You have to fall in love with at least one guy in the flawless 12-member boy group, right? Well, continuing on with the crazy EXO fangirling, it's time for my scenario. Prepare yourselves for some hardcore fangirling, and fanboys, you may want to divert your ears for a little while. Or you could just imagine my entire scenario with the female and male roles switched accordingly. Ready? Here we go. My drama would be a romance drama. I know, surprising, right? But it would also be a drama about working hard to make your dreams come true. I am a budding fashion stylist who has just gotten hired by SM Entertainment. I've made quite a name for myself in South Korea among fashion schools. However, my ultimate goal in life was to be able to coordinate outfits for world-famous fashion models at global fashion walks. Upon signing my contract with SM Entertainment, I realized that I had been given the last open position as EXO's fashion coordinator. My main assignments were Lei and Tao, since they were the ones who were least fluent in Korean and I could speak to them in Chinese. My first task on the job was coordinating the outfit of Lei and Tao for the August 10th broadcast of Music Core. I'm sure some of you hardcore exotics might be thinking to yourself, so that's why Lei didn't have his jersey on like the rest of the members. Yeah, I wanted to make Lei unique among all the others, so I stuffed his jersey inside his pocket and fastened it into place. Lei, giving me a doubting look, said to me in Chinese, 这样的话真的没问题吗? Meaning, are you sure this is okay? I nodded and replied, 不要担心，你看起来帅呆了. Which means, no worries, you look amazing. Tao walks over and taps me on the shoulder. 什么时候轮到我? Meaning, when will it be my turn? I could tell he was slightly jealous of my attention towards Lei. I have to admit, I did have feelings for Lei, but I had always thought of Tao as a younger brother and nothing more. Of course, me being the main female lead has no idea whatsoever that Tao thought of me more than just a cordy Nuna. I teased him a bit, saying, maybe if you give me a peck on the cheek, it'll encourage me to work a little faster. I gave him a wink. Tao's face blushed bright red. No, it's okay. I'll just wait over here. He trudged back to the couch where he was sitting. Seeing his butthurt little face, I quickly finished up Lei's outfit by slipping on a couple of bracelets and headed over to Tao. "Hey, you little dork, are you ready?" Tao's face lit up immediately. "Uh-huh." I looked at the rack of clothes available to choose from and saw a colorful Minnie Mouse t-shirt. I chuckled to myself and asked Tao if he trusted me. He nodded, and I told him that I found a very special t-shirt for him. His face lit up even more like a kid on Christmas morning. I told him to close his eyes and take off the shirt that he was currently wearing. He did, and I slipped the Minnie Mouse shirt over his head. Afterwards, I helped him put his jersey on and told him to open his eyes. 这是什么东西啊? Which is the equivalent of, what the hell is this? Poor guy. I convinced him that it was something that would make him stand out. I told him it matched his teal hair color and that I would give him plenty of accessories to complement his outfit. He reluctantly agreed, and onto the stage they went. As EXO was getting on the stage, Kai bumped into me and bowed to apologize. I later found a love confession note in my pocket from Kai. I'm sure you K-drama watchers smell a heated love triangle, and you sure betcha. But no worries, I won't put any devastating car crashes or terminal illnesses in this drama, because I know that is a pet peeve for all K-drama watchers, including myself. Though the one event that might tug at your heartstrings in this one is the day that I leave EXO for France to pursue my bigger dream of becoming a world-recognized fashion coordinator. Well, that wraps up the Spazzing segment of K.Aire Jamz. I hope you guys enjoyed and got a little fangirling and fanboying out of you. For the next Spazzing segment of K.Aire Jamz, let me know what you guys would do if you were put in the following situation. You and your bias are at a Halloween attraction with a group of friends. You and your bias decide to brave a haunted house together hand in hand. Let me know in detail what you and your bias's fears would be, how you guys would react to the certain surprises in the haunted house, and how you would protect each other from each other's fears. Feel free to add any other scary attractions that you guys would want to try out. You can email all responses to LeggoMissC@Aewen.com or comment on YouTube after I upload this episode of K.Aire Jamz on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, LeggoMissC, LEGGOMissC, to see exactly when I upload this episode. It's now time to wrap up K.Aire Jamz with the underrated K-pop song segment. For this episode of K.Aire Jamz, I will first introduce the super underrated 5-member performance band, LEDApple. Their current members are Youngjun, the leader and guitarist, Hanbyul, the main vocalist and lead rapper, Hyosuk, the drummer, Kwangyeon, the bassist and sub-rapper, and Kyumin, the lead vocalist, main rapper, and maknae. They have several past members who left the band due to personal issues, but LEDApple is still promoting despite not receiving much spotlight. They promoted a lot in the past year or so in Japan and came back with their third mini-album titled Bad Boys back in June, which has more of a trot feel. A couple of my favorite songs from LEDApple are Time's Up and Sadness. Let's take a listen to Time's Up by LEDApple. LEDApple has been putting up covers weekly on their YouTube channel as a part of their Music Notes series, where profits made from the ads on those covers go towards the international organization Save the Children, that protects children's rights. Hanbyul has a bit more fame than the others amongst international fans for his fluent Australian English. You guys should definitely check out Hanbyul's music note covers of Bruno Mars's It Will Rain and Adele's Rolling in the Deep on LEDApple's YouTube channel. Hanbyul is also a co-host with Eric Nam on an idol show called After School Club. Speaking of Eric Nam, he is the second underrated artist which I will recommend that is close and dear to my heart. He started off putting up covers of popular songs on his YouTube channel. I personally love his cover of Jason Mraz's I Won't Give Up and 21's Lonely. He first appeared on Birth of a Great Star 2 in 2012, where he placed in the top 5. He later joined B2M Entertainment to continue his musical career as a solo artist. Since joining B2M Entertainment, he has released his debut album, Cloud 9, of which I am in love with all the songs. Let's take a listen of Heaven's Door, 천국의 문, by Eric Nam. A couple of other songs that I love by Eric are Love Song and Erase and Live, 치우고 살아. Sadly, the time has come where I need to wrap up the show. Thank you for those who have listened up until now, whether you were here from the beginning or joined in halfway through. For those of you who unfortunately just tuned in and missed out most of the show, no worries. You can tune in next time. K.Aire Jamz now airs on the first Saturdays of the month at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and will rerun on the first Sundays of the month at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once again, this has been your host, Miss C. You can find me on YouTube as LeggoMissC. If you guys have any questions for me or just about K-pop in general, feel free to email me at missc@aewen.com. 지금까지 미스입니다. 빠이염!